Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft. Oh jeez, this isn't an easy place to do an intro. Let's try it this way around. Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the truly Bedrock survival server. Inside the top of my house, I am indeed at the top of my house, and we are looking at my board of many things to do. You might notice that I have taken the time to color coordinate this thing to show that green things are things that are finished, orange things are things that are started, and the white things are things that are not started. Now, it feels like it's been an awfully long time since I've done an actual proper Minecraft video. We've been having all sorts of funs with other styles of videos, but it's time to get stuck back into it. So today, we are going to do some more nether tunneling, making the tunnel to slack space. We are going to do some more castle design. We're going to work on the beach promenade, and we are going to build another farm, although I haven't decided which one we're going to build yet. So I suppose we ought to get cracking. Let's do this. First things first, we are actually going to go over towards the promenade, which is at the beach. And you might notice a few things round here have changed. If you can actually get a view on that, I have extended the pathway round from my base all the way round here, round the bit of the mountain here, and it goes round underneath this waterfall, down here, all the way down to the ground over here. Now, I did that during a live stream. And Jessie B has been helping me by filling in the underneath of this so it actually doesn't look just like a floating bridge. But yeah, that's something that's coming along. But that's not what we're dealing with today. We are dealing with this promenade here. And this promenade I have done all the way down to this point here. And at this point here, all we need to do today is just basically bring this grass back and sort of make it so it's not all just stuck up in the air. So yeah, we need to do some serious terraforming over here. So I think the best way to do that is with a time lapse. There we go. That time lapse is now finished, and it was a bit of an interesting one. I had Big Chicken doing the time lapse. He's using my spectator mode add-on, which is allowing him to go invisible and watch what we're doing. And I used a different part of the add-on today that I've not used before. One moment though, please. I already had one creeper go off over here. We don't want another one, thank you. So, as I will demonstrate now, if Big Chicken uses the potion while he's in spectator mode, he will actually basically follow me around with his view, which obviously you can't see now because he's not taken the potion, but let's see this in action. So there we go, Big Chicken is now invisible because he's gone into spectator mode, he's taken the potion. You'll be able to see on his screen that he is now following me wherever I go. So basically, he's used the teleport command is being repeated, telling him to stay where he is, but also face the closest player. Which means, yeah, his camera's basically on the move, which I've never used in a time-lapse before, and I think it came out okay. What do you think? Let me know if you enjoyed that style of time-lapse in the comments below. Right, anyway, let's have a look at what we did. We filled in many grass around here in order to make that all look a bit nicer, and we did the same thing round the back over here, basically just blending these into the landscape and giving us space to actually build on top. Now, people can obviously come and build this further back if they want to put bigger buildings and things on here. But basically, I just wanted it to all look complete, so it looks like people can actually start getting their stuff down here and start building in the areas behind the promenade. So that's enough of this area for now. Now we're going to move on to something else. And that something else is going to be over at our industrial area. It is going to be another farm, and this time it's going to be very similar to the farm we've got going on here, which we built last time, which is our stone and cobblestone generator. This time we're going to be building a basalt generator. However, although it is technically going to be in this area of the world, it's not actually going to be in this dimension. You see, basalt generators rely on flowing lava, and lava flows a lot faster in the Nether than it does in the overworld, which means we can have a much faster basalt generator in the Nether. So I've come the other side of the portal from the industrial area, and I'm going to dig a hole behind there, and that's where we're going to have our basalt generator. So it's technically in the industrial area, just not in the industrial area. And here we are, we now have a room with some space for a basalt generator, although I don't actually know if it's enough space for a basalt generator because I didn't think to measure it out before I started building the room. I just sort of based it on basalt generators I've seen before. So I guess we should look at how basalt generators work and how big they are as well, because I may well have to redecorate this room to squeeze it in. We'll see. Over here on my creative test world in the Nether, we need 3 different ingredients in able to generate basalt. If you didn't know already, basically you need a little bit of soul soil, you need a bucket of lava, and you need some ice, or some blue ice specifically, and that will then create basalt. When the flowing lava touches the blue ice on top of soul soil, it creates basalt. But it only does it on top of soul soil. For instance, if I was to put a bucket of lava here and blue ice next to that, it's not going to do anything at all. However, if we get rid of that, replace the block underneath it with soul soil, like so, and then put the lava back, you'll see that that comes back. And it generates very, very quickly in the Nether because the lava can flow just so much more quickly. So doing this, we can generate farms which basically rely on a system like this. We have lava down one side, soul soil in the middle, and blue ice down the other side. And then if we were to get ourselves a pickaxe, such as this one here, and we were to go into survival, we can then pretty much just stand there mining this stuff away, and it comes back instantly. All we got to be concerned about now is actually capturing the stuff or getting hold of it and making sure as little as possible of it goes into the lava, which is easier said than done. And if you are lucky enough to get yourself a beacon with haste 2, then you can make this process even faster. Let's just bob down in front of this thing and you can see we can insta-mine the basalt so quickly it vanishes before it even appears, which is absolutely fantastic, which means we can make a very, very fast and very, very efficient basalt farm. Now, I've already built a couple of basalt farms in the past. In fact, I've got 2 of them on Truly Bedrock at the moment, and the only reason I'm building this new one is because none of the others are close to my base, and I want this one for convenience. Now, the problem I've had in the past with the basalt farms is not actually how quickly we can generate the basalt. That's the easy bit. It's how quickly we can actually transfer the items. For instance, if I put this basalt inside this chest here, you'll see this hopper line will only actually transfer one at a time, and that's relatively slow going into there. And when we're dealing with, you know, hundreds of thousands of items per hour from one of these things, we actually need to consider how we can get the items out quick enough so that they don't just back up. Now, I suppose you could ask the question, well, how much basalt are you realistically going to need to generate in one session? Bearing in mind, this is a AFK-able farm, but it is going to wear your pickaxe down. So unless you do one like near your Guardian farm output, like Slack and I did earlier in the season, and you're getting the XP from the Guardians that are dying, it's very difficult to actually, mine this for a particularly long time because your pickaxe is just going to break. You can see as I stand here next to this one how much damage this pickaxe is taking, and bear in mind this doesn't have Unbreaking on it. It is a Netherite pickaxe though, which is quite difficult to tell because of the resource pack that I use. So the amount of Netherite we can realistically mine in one session comes down to how much durability our pickaxe has. You can see from here that a normal Netherite pickaxe will have a durability of 2032. That means it can mine 2032 blocks before it's completely used. However, a Netherite pickaxe with Unbreaking 3 on will last for 8,128 uses before it breaks, or thereabouts, because it is a percentage. It's a little bit random Unbreaking, it's not 100%, so you probably get around about 8,000 uses before it breaks. So how many shulker boxes or chests is 8,000 pieces of basalt? Well, let's do some maths together. We have 64 items in a stack, and there are 27 stacks in a chest, which is 1,728 items per chest or shulker box. If we do 8,000, which is roughly how many we're going to get before our Netherite pickaxe breaks, and divide that by 1,728, we get 4.629 chests or shulker boxes, which is just over 2 double chests, or it is 4.5-ish shulker boxes or single chests worth of basalt, which is kind of like that amount, which isn't all that many. So realistically, we only need to be able to collect 5 chests worth of basalt before our system backs up and clogs up, which shouldn't be too difficult. The other thing to consider with this farm is that it is going to be relatively difficult to make sure we collect 100% of the items because a lot of them are going to go into the lava to the side. So one way we can collect the items as quickly as possible and try and prevent them going into the lava is to use hopper minecarts underneath the basalt. If we have a system like this and we stand here and rewind it, you'll see that a lot of them do end up going down underneath the basalt. But you can also see, if you look closely, that some of them are burning in the lava. However, if we add even more of those in, we can save even more of the basalt from getting lost. Which means adding even more hoppers and hopper minecarts. So if I do something like this and I bring the powered... Oh, geez, it's going to connect to those ones, isn't it? Oh, mate, it's a nightmare. Okay. To prevent them from connecting there, we actually need to extend that one there and that one there. And then when we put the rail on here, it shouldn't connect with the ones underneath. There we go. So then we can put the blocks at either end and we can have another set of hopper minecarts up here. Now you can see I'm only putting 3 up there because I actually can't squeeze a 4th one in. If we was able to get this one into the middle, then we can optimize how much we're picking up because it'll pick up from both blocks. And the way we can do that is with a shulker box. So we're getting a little bit fiddly now, but if I put a shulker box there like that and I put a hopper minecart there and open the shulker box, it will go perfectly in between both of those. Then I can put that powered rail back and put that one there, and if I wanted to get really good at this, I could put another shulker box here like that and push that one into that one and do the same thing from this side here. So let's move that block, grab another shulker box, open that one there, and now those 3 should pretty much be perfectly in the middle. And then we can improve this even more by doing exactly the same thing at the back, although this time we are going to have our hopper minecarts on the same row as the other ones, or the same level. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull the items through the lava before they actually burn. And we can prove this theory with a quick test. So I'm going to empty out these chests so there's absolutely nothing in them at all. And I'm going to throw this shulker box directly into the lava like that. And hopefully, if this has worked correctly, we should find that shulker box just there. Look, perfect. So we can now pretty much almost 100% make this efficient. Now, some still will get burnt in the lava due to lag and things like that. But pretty much 99.9% of the basalt is going to end up in those chests. The only other thing to do with this farm is to put a lid on it, and that will prevent the items from glitching on the top, or at least it will help with the items glitching on the top. And that's pretty much it. This farm is now pretty much 100% complete. So if I go back into survival and turn around and just stand here and mine this thing, we should be collecting an awful lot of basalt, which should all be going in the hopper minecarts below and into the chests, and we should be getting very, very basalt rich. And there we go. You can see just after a couple of seconds worth of doing that, we've almost got a stack in each one of those chests. So this farm is going to be very quick. It's going to be very efficient. It might not be the most efficient one in the world, but this is what I've used before on Truly Bedrock. We used it as our Guardian farm. It works really well. And yeah, this is the one I'm going to go with. So the only question we've got left now is, will this farm fit inside of our room? And the answer is yes, just about. We've squeezed it in. Now, this is a slightly different design to the one I literally just showed you in the creative world. And the reason for that is I've made it slightly longer. You can see we've got 4 hopper minecarts here, which means we've got 12 hopper minecarts altogether. And I'm using trapdoors for this so I can get a little bit closer. So now you can see that the lava source is back there. We're only actually using 1 lava source because you don't need lava sources all the way along. We're saving ourselves on 4 buckets of lava there. And if I stand right up to this, I can actually reach far enough away to get all the way to the back. Now, what you might notice here is, although this is absolutely awful for your screens, and I'm sorry about that, let's move it to this, I'm not actually mining all the way back because I don't have haste 2 right now, which means I could really do with the beacon, but looking at how fast I'm breaking this stuff, I'm actually gathering quite a lot already. Now, that's the first time I've used this since logging on. Let's see how much we've already got in there. Well, from that couple of seconds, we've already got over a stack. So that's pretty good going. Let's get a beacon in place and let's make this thing really sing. Sing? I thought you wanted basalt from it. You know what I mean. And there we go. We now have a haste 2 beacon shining all the way through the nether, through the roof at the bedrock. Bear in mind we're down at the bottom. Ah! Oh, jeez, not this again. Uh-oh. I'm very likely to die. No, oh, jeez, run away. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the world. I've had to basically scaffolding all the way up to the top of the world. I say the world, the nether, so that we could get the beacon beam to shine through. And if you didn't know you could use a beacon in the nether, beacon beams will shine through bedrock. They shine through it so that you can have beacons in the nether, which is very useful. Which now means I can get myself a little bit better and then come and use this thing at full capacity. Are you ready for this? Let's do this. Let's give it a test. Go. Well, it feels a little bit ridiculous. I occasionally can see the trapdoor at the back, but I am constantly mining basalt, which is absolutely amazing and absolutely ridiculous. I really ought to do a rate test on this, didn't I? Because, yeah, I feel like I'm generating a lot of basalt here. I also want to check we're not getting anything on the roof. We are, because I managed to smash through the roof. What I'm going to do then is make the roof out of something you can't smash with a pickaxe. Which, of course, is wood, unfortunately for us, because we are playing with fire tick off, because we don't want everything setting on fire. We can actually use wood above those lava sources without any worry about them burning, and now I shouldn't be making any holes in the ceiling. So the next thing I want to do is obviously a rate test and find out how fast this thing is, which does mean completely clearing it out, and I've already got ridiculous amounts of the stuff in here, which is really, really nice to see. Oh no, I just smashed one of my amazing furnace thingy pickaxes because I pressed my auto clicker button. I can't believe that. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, having haste round here was not a good idea, was it? Oh jeez. Oh no, I'm down to 1 furnace. Oh man, I can't believe that. The amount of time and effort it made. It got, oh no. Oh, this is terrible news. This is very bad news. Oh jeez, I can't believe it. Oh well. Anyway, I was going to say I'm just going to repair my pickaxe before we start this timer to make sure that we can actually, you know, do this without losing our pickaxe. Now, I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes. The system is completely emptied out, and hopefully my pickaxe will survive that, but I will be keeping my eye on it anyway. So I guess it's time to do this. Let's do it. I just want to point out here that this is not sped up footage. This is actually happening right now in the game. This is, yeah, oh, this is ridiculous. Look at me go. Okay, we've just gone over halfway through this timer, and you can see my pickaxe is about 2/3 full still, but I am noticing there are a lot of items appearing on the top of this, and also I'm getting very, very hungry, which is something else I should probably consider with the AFK purpose of this farm. However, for now, unfortunately, I am going to have to cut this little time short because otherwise I will die. So what I'm going to do is wait for 30 more seconds, and that will have been exactly 4 minutes. Stop there and see where we get up to. And there we go. That's been exactly 4 minutes. It's definitely 100% time to start eating. And before I do anything else, I want to collect the items on top to see how many there are, but I also want to put the items I've got in my inventory that I collected into this chest so that we're not, you know, fudging the numbers here. So let's grab all of these if we can. Oh, getting on here is going to be tricky, isn't it? Let's break some of this wood so we can get up here. Let's grab these and see exactly how many we actually lost with that, because that does mean we're going to have to adjust our design slightly and have full blocks on top so they can't glitch through. But look, we had... Jeez, we had a lot on top. We had 10, 11 and a half stacks worth on top. So yeah, we definitely don't want to be losing that. But 11 stacks worth in 4 minutes of stuff that escaped. I can't wait to see how much is actually in the chests from this. Okay, so here's the numbers. We managed to successfully mine and collect that many basalts in 4 minutes, which is actually 2,554 items. And we also managed to mine but not collect that many basalts, which is 752 items, which totals 3,306 items in 4 minutes, which, if you work that out as an hourly rate, that is 49,590 items per hour. But of course we can't run it for an hour because our pickaxe will run out and so will our food. So realistically, this is probably a 4-minute farm. Now, what I want to do, after repairing this pickaxe again, is test it again with full saturation after eating a golden carrot and seeing how many minutes we can actually get it to last this time. So again, I'm going to empty out the chest, do another test until my hunger is completely gone, and let you know the numbers there. Oh dear, I forgot about one of the issues of working in that area of the Nether is that magma cubes can actually spawn on portal blocks, and they then end up going through your Nether portal and greeting you on the other side with a big old smack in the face. As you can see, I'm just about dead. Yet again today, this is many times I've nearly died today because these guys invited themselves through into my base area, and now I'm stuck. No, I'm stuck and I don't want to go near that guy. Leave me alone. Oh, jeez. Okay, the chest is empty. My hunger is low. Let's give myself a golden carrot, fill up my hunger and my saturation, and I'm just going to go to town on this thing. I'm going to start the stopwatch right now and just see. Oh, jeez, I just smashed the mouse. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Oh, no, now I'm in low. Oh, this day's not going very well at all, is it? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Start again. Oh, great. It's eaten a hopper minecart as well. Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, note to self, when making fast farms like this, just be careful where you're swinging your pickaxe, especially if you've got haste. Okay, everything is fixed and ready to go. I need to eat again, and this time, hopefully I can do this without smashing everything to bits. Let's go. Starting the clock now. And I've stopped again because items are still able to sneak through the top of this thing. I don't think there's going to be any easy way to stop that. However, there is one bit I do need to try and solve, and that is where the lamps are. They're gathering in there, so I need to get rid of that lantern and then put another slab there. You can see, yeah, they're glitching through those blocks, just like I'm doing, because apparently this version of Bedrock Edition doesn't work at all. Okay, this is definitely the one. If any more basalt escapes from this thing while I'm doing it, it's absolutely tough. Nothing I can do about it. So here goes nothing. We're now 3.5 minutes in. For some reason, my pickaxe seems like it's wearing down a lot more quickly this time. And you can see my hunger's already going down. And you can also see there's an awful lot of basalt on the roof of this thing. And there we have just hit the 5-minute mark. It's probably a good time to stop here because I've only got one hunger bar left and my pickaxe is running pretty low. I think we've done pretty well, but let's see if we can get to 5.5 minutes before I start taking damage. And I can't. 5 minutes 20 seconds is how long it took to start taking damage, so I'm going to stop right about now. There we go. That's 5 minutes and 30 seconds in total. I better eat. And before I start counting things up, there are an awful lot of blocks on top of this thing. I don't know what we're going to do about that, really, other than just I don't know, come up and collect them each time it's been running, maybe? I don't really know. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. It'll be fine. So after 5.5 minutes, I can tell you we got a good amount of basalt. We got 1 double chest worth plus more than half a single chest worth as well, which is actually over 4,500 items, which is absolutely ridiculous. That proves this farm is a massive success, although a little bit annoying because you can only run it for 5.5 minutes. But other than that, you know, how many times are you going to need 2.5 shulker boxes worth of basalt all at once? I'm really impressed with it, really happy with it. Time to move on. And moving on does involve going through this portal. I'm very, very worried about it because I have many, many things on me. I'm going to go in swinging as soon as I come out the other side. I can hear them. Yep, there's one here to greet me again. Oh, jeez, that thing's a death trap. Run away! And here we are back at our little workboard, and you can see I've already made basalt green. That is finished. I haven't made the promenade green yet because technically there's still work to be... It's snowing inside my house. Oh, I forgot about that. When you look on third person like that, the snow and rain comes through blocks, but obviously when you face it, it doesn't. That's very strange. Yeah, anyway, yeah, there's still work to do on the promenade, but that's not urgent. That will happen at a later date. Just things like lighting fixtures and, you know, add in some detail. We've got the Nether tunnel. We didn't actually do a tunnel to Slack, but what we did do is build an extra tunnel that housed our Basalt Farm. So we're ticking that one off the list as well. So the only thing left to do is some more castle design, which, as you can see, I've not done a great deal of work on since the last time we visited this. We did do a little bit of stuff in a live stream. We added this little 40-bit here, and there's a lot of work to do on this still. I have had some comments telling me that it's very basic and not detailed and, you know, rubbish, not very good. Bear in mind, I did say this is not detailed and not finished. This is just I'm basically sharing with you my thought process here rather than the finished, you know, article. It's not done. This isn't going to be like for like, block for block, exactly what it looks like. This is just, for me, an idea of what we can work from when we actually get to build this on the Truly Bedrock server. So please don't, like, get all uppity in the comments telling me that it's rubbish and plain and boring, because it is at the minute, because not much time's gone into it. Speaking of, I'm now going to put a load of time into expanding this design, still on the creative world, still not on the Truly Bedrock world, so that I can, you know, start throwing some more ideas into the mix, I guess. Okay, so after spending another couple of hours poking around in creative mode, I've added a couple more spires, as well as a turret coming out of the middle of the build, as well as some detail. I've really tried to mess about with different block variations. We've got some stone and andesite in there now and some fence posts, even some black stone, just to look at making this thing look a little bit more detailed, a little bit more interesting. And with the spires themselves, particularly this one we're flying around now, I've tried to make it a little bit more varied, a little bit more going on with the blocks, not just quite so flat and awkward like before. I've also done this big turret sticking out of the roof, which you can see from the inside isn't connected to anything yet. And around the backside here, as again, I've added a little bit more detail. The main walls there still being pretty flat and boring. I've also gone around adding actual stained glass instead of the wall block, so you can see through this thing, which doesn't really help with the idea of depth, which I was trying to get across last time, but at least we get an idea for what this thing's kind of looking like. And so far, I like it. Now, I will say it's still nowhere near 100% done. There's still loads more to do on this, loads more detail to add in, loads more block palettes to switch out and change around. But we're getting somewhere with it. We're getting an idea of what this thing might look like when it's complete. And I'm personally really happy with the work I've done here. Now, I know this isn't going to be to everyone's tastes, and I know there's a million other castles out there on Minecraft which are technically going to be better than this. I'm not a builder. I never claimed to be a builder, but I enjoy doing stuff like this, you know, and it's, I think, the enjoyment that goes into doing things like this that I want to share with you guys. Anyway, there is still a lot of work to go into this, although I don't have time to do that right now. So, as usual, I'm going to say thank you all very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!